Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Coolest Channels podcast. This is your boy Tebogo. First thing first, guys, please kindly subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, turn on your notification bell if you don't want to miss any streams, video, YouTube short, you name it, guys. So I'm getting closer, guys, to 1,000 subscribers. So without you, will be impossible. It's free to subscribe. Also, it's free to like. So big up to Ty on the chat. Big up Chelsea session. Big up Seth. Big up bro. Big up bro. Big up bro. And also make sure you go to Ty's YouTube channel to get the analysis of both Jamie Gittens and Joao Pedro. So I'm gonna talk about those two players first. Then I'm gonna scroll around because we have latest news on Kunku possibility of getting Jamie Gittings, and not Jamie Gittings, I mean Kudus, also Hugo Ekitike if it's possible. So I'll go straight into it, guys. Oops. This is the news from one of the best journalists in the world, David Austin. Right, it says exclusive Chelsea reach agreement with Brighton to sign Joao Pedro, deal for 23-year-old Brighton in excess of 50 million. Personal terms in place on a 7-year contract. Medical being arranged. Brazilian international only wanted Chelsea, plus he will join FIFA World Cup squad from the Athletic. And also, let's go to the best of the best. Another one. Fabrizio Romano says breaking. Joao Pedro to Chelsea. Here we go. Agreement done club to club fee in excess of 50 million euros. Joao will travel on Tuesday for medical tests and contract signing ready for FIFA Club World Cup. So before I go on, guys, what are your thoughts about Joao Pedro to Chelsea? Do you think this deal will work out? Let us know in the comment section. I know a lot of people are complaining about this. Oh, it's not another Nkunku and Joao Felix kind of player, so we don't need them. But remember, guys, those players I'm talking about mostly likely to be sold, right? And with Nkunku, you know my opinion about Nkunku. Nkunku is a fantastic player, but I don't think he fits in Chelsea's system. And also, Felix, he had a chance to prove himself again at Chelsea. Then he pushed for the AC Milan move. So I don't want to cry about Joao Felix and stuff. So now we have Joao Pedro. I'm happy about it. So let me know, guys, in the comment section, what do you think about this signing? Are you happy that we signed him? Let us know, guys. Let us know what you think about this one. Let us know, guys. So I'm gonna check everything, okay? Let me do this. So this broke yesterday, right? Okay. So Joao Pedro is flying in Brazil to conduct the medical in the United States and could be available to face Palmares on Friday. Okay, let me check this comment. Says, is he the type of player to score against Real Madrid Well, it remains to be seen because at the same time, uh, I don't want to say you will or not score against Real Madrid, but I'm gonna show you these stats. How many goals he scored against big Premier League teams. So stay tuned. Tessie account van Dosmark. And if you're new here, it's the first time seeing your comment on the channel. If you're new, please kindly subscribe to the channel. I'll appreciate it. Chelsea's job, Pedro decision making can be a bit off at time. 100%. I don't think it is the final product at the moment. As much as we always say, we want a ready-made players at Chelsea, but we know the structure of the team. That's why I will no longer complain about players that are going to sign. I'm going to support them as much as I can. So, nothing I can do about it, bro. Nothing I can do about it. So, I'm going to go one by one. Then I'm going to give you my analysis about Pedro because I've saw some thread about his analysis and everything, and I like that. So stay in tune, guys. So according to let me check his name, Karen Gill, Joao Pedro is already en route to USA from Brazil. Wow, yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. I even said on X, if you follow me on X, I said it. Joao Pedro is one of the players that I like, but for me personally, I think Roger Skudis is ahead of him. But since he's going to be a Chelsea player, there's no way I'm gonna cook the boy. 100%. We need a goalkeeper. I agree with you. 100%. 100%. We do really need a goalkeeper. And I have a feeling that we might go for Mike Maignan in the last minutes of the transfer window. So let's see what will happen. I have a sneaky feeling that we might go for Mike Maignan again, last minute of the transfer window, which makes sense. I don't want another young goalkeeper. I want Mike Pandes, Philip Jorgensen to develop well at Chelsea so that they can be the main number one in the next future. But for now, I will sell Robert Sanchez and get another goalkeeper, which is Mike Maignan. So, guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. Let us know what your thoughts about Joao Pedro to Chelsea. I heap about this signing. Let us know, guys. Let us know in the comment section. Bro, I understand. We do really need a goalkeeper. I saw Robert Sanchez throwing a ball again to Benfica players. I was like, what? What are you doing? Again, bro. It's annoying every game. Robert Sanchez do silly mistakes. That's the issue with Sanchez. It's not 100% concentrating all the time. Says he always makes an impact off the bench at Brighton. Yeah, that's why we're all not sure he's going to start all games, right? It's good that we're going to have what you call good players on the bench so that when we are struggling, we can bring a different type of a player in the pitch. So I'm happy about that. Even Jamie Gittens signing. I know all of you wanted Rafael Leao, Rodrigo, you name them. But Chelsea went for Jamie Gittens. So I think we should support these players as Chelsea fans. And I don't want Chelsea fans taking players on X, Instagram, and calling them rubbish. We rather call them rubbish or give us our own opinion about them by not taking them. It's annoying what we see on X or on social media recently. says Joao Pedro is admired by Enzo Maresca because he can play across front line. Yeah, hopefully Enzo Maresca and the club already have a plan for this player, because I don't want us to sign players for the sake of signing them. I don't want that anymore at Chelsea. I don't want that. I don't want that anymore. This one says Newcastle have reached an agreement with Brighton to sign Joao Pedro, but the desire to play for Chelsea spoke louder, and the Brazilian made a decision in the last few days, according to journalists from Brazil. So it makes more sense. How can you join Newcastle ahead of Chelsea? So we are here to support the player. I'm gonna show you his stats after reading this latest news about him, and hopefully can pass his medical. Then he can be officially our player, because we need a left winger in the tournament, and I think Joao Pedro can play that role as well. So it's going to be a very interesting what will happen. So this is the final fear about Joao Pedro, because uh, there's an add-ons there. So according to Ben Jacobs, Joao Pedro will cost Chelsea 55 million with further 5 in add-ons. Brighton also retain a selling clause, which I think is 10 to 15%. What I've saw on social media on X. So, well, I don't know. I don't know. We sell him when? I don't know when we're going to sell him. So it's going to remain to be seen. If he becomes a good player at Chelsea, I don't see us selling him anytime soon. So let's see what will happen, guys. And also, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, give us your thoughts about this signing. Give us your thoughts about this signing. So I'm gonna move away. I'm gonna show you his stats and everything at Brighton at the moment. Then I'm gonna talk about other players. I'm gonna show you his stats. And we have Jay in the house. Says big up, big up, big up, big up, big up Jay, big up Jay, big up bro. I hope you're good, Jay. What are your thoughts about Joao Pedro? So as you can see, he's playing as a striker, attacking midfielder. Also, I think he can play as a left wing or right winger. It depends on the coach rule or system where you want him to play, and it always is a right footed. But I think you can use both feet, which for me is very good. For me, for a player, versatile player, you need to use both legs. So it's a good addition. So last season he started 23 games overall, played 27 games. He scored 10 goals, 4 assists, 1 red card, 4 yellow cards. I think this is the part that we don't like as Chelsea fans, but hopefully can learn from there. Big up, big up, big up, big up, Dante. Big up, bro. Big up, Dante. So I've sent a link on the group. So if you want to join, you are most welcome. So overall for Brighton, he scored 30 goals in 70 matches, which is not bad. I liked him at Watford. The first time I saw him was playing for Watford. Then he went to Brighton, and he was so good at Watford, even though he scored 24 goals in 109 games. Which for me, I wouldn't say it's bad or not bad, because he was still young there. Okay, let me show here. Overall, exciting for him, especially his link up with others might take time to get a good, but positive, 100%. It says we need to see more of Santos in the next game. Well, it's the coach decision. As much as we want to see Santos, this remember is not the preseason; it's a knockout competition. So we need to pay the players that the coach trusts in order to give us results. And since Maresca said it's not available, I think we might see Andre Santos playing or Dario Sugu, but it remains to be seen. So, like I said, it's the coach decision. Says, sorry, I can't come on bit too early with my son. Okay, no problem, bro. I understand, bro. I understand. You give me your opinion when you come in about Joao Pedro. Then you give me your opinion about Joao Pedro. So I'm gonna show you the stats that I talked about Joao Pedro last season, right? So Joao Pedro in the Premier League, I think last season, that's why they say this season. So he scored a 94th win against Manchester United, 58 equalizer against Arsenal, 78 score equalizer against Manchester City, assist winner against Manchester City, big game player, 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%. I like the player. I really like the player. So I don't want to complain a lot more about him, right? So this is the data on Joao Pedro. So I'm gonna share it right now. I'm gonna share everything about him, and we're gonna move on to another player. Says this, just I really want Iketige, man. I will take him ahead of Goodis if we are to sign another forward player. Well, we saw reports saying that Chelsea might sell Nicholas Jackson. So if we sell Nicholas Jackson, I think we will go for a player like Hugo Getike. So let's see what will happen. Let's see what will happen, guys. Let's see what will happen. And I agree with you. I even said it on X. I like Hugo Getike. I like him. So I'm gonna give you the analysis about Joao Pedro. Since Joao Pedro, a person data is through the roof. He's in a top percentile on the most offensive metrics. His profile suits the half space role behind the lab, playing off the lab gravity, not a primarily wide holder in width setup through. So that's a Gittens role. So I don't know if you guys can see this. So I'm gonna just wait if you can see this on the screen. Says Gittins will not be signed. Well, we wait and see. We'll wait and see. I'm just have antivirus showing me on my screen, man. What is this? Big up, Marlon. Big up, bro. Well, never say never, Marlon. Never say never because the transfer window is still open. As long as the transfer window is still open, we can sign anyone. Never say never. Dante says, yeah, Joao Pedro probably would be of being my third choice behind Goodies and Rogers, but now he's a Chelsea player, so full support. Also wanted to come here, so no complaints, 100%. It says he will be very handy against low blocks, which we need. I agree with you. I agree with you. That's why I'm annoyed that as much as uh, I never wanted Joao Felix at Chelsea, but we signed him, and I thought he could help us, but he pushed to to go to AC Milan, and then now the club are willing to sell him for that. Says, I'm sending you some virus. Come on, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that. And hopefully we don't have power cuts off today, because we just had a power cut off yesterday, last night. I didn't have electricity, even this morning. So hopefully we don't have trouble today. So this is the stats about Felix passing, right? Passes completed 95%, passes attempt 93%, pass completion is 7.2%, 63 percentile, right? Total pass distance or made 316, and percentile is 92%. Progress passes distance 81% per 90, and percentile is 92. Passes completion 95. Passes attempt 97. Pass completion is 57. Passes in the middle 90%. Passes in the mid attempt in the medium 92%. Passes completion in the medium also 57. So you can see these stats, right, are so good, especially for an attacking player. I remember the time we signed Enzo Fernandez from Benfica. He has similar stats, but now it seems like it's evolving more as a scoring midfielder. But as time goes on, guys, I just want us to shift now Enzo Fernandez to be a deep line midfielder. Get the players like Joao Pedro to play that role of Enzo Fernandez that is currently playing at Chelsea. But like I said, this is up to the coach. This is up to the coach. So this is the metrics of Joao Pedro. And I'm happy with this signing, to be honest. So let me move to the next one, which is Jamie Gittens, another exciting player that we signed at Chelsea. Jamie Gittens. And remember, the sources are saying that Chelsea are not done. Are not done. We might go for Kudus or another attacking player. But let's talk about Gittens first. Then we're going to move to other players. Let me do this. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. So please kindly do that, guys. I think it's very important. It's very important for the channel to grow. And without you, won't be possible. Without you, won't be possible, guys. So Please help me to grow the channel. I'm getting closer to 1,000 subscribers, so please help me to reach that target. So I'm gonna go to the Kudus news. Because remember the news broke before they came against Benfica, so I'm happy about it. Okay. So this is the news from Fabrizio Romano. It says breaking. Jamie Gittens to Chelsea. Here we go. Deal agreed to club contract until June 2032 for Gittens, who always wanted Chelsea. Understand Miracle will be taken tonight for Jamie. They don't accept it last bid as per Fabric Hawkins. He's the first one who broke this news. Fabric Hawkins, one of the best French journalists. So if you want to know about French news and everything, Fabric Hawkins is one of the best. Some Gittens and Pedro. Yeah, man. What a player. What a player. You know what? With this player, right? This guy is so. I know he's still 20. I know he's still 20. And I know most of our fans are complaining about it, that he's still young. But I don't care, man. I don't care. I don't care. If he is the one the club want, I'm happy about it. I'm happy about it. I'm happy about it. And also, I think several times I've shown you the stats about him and everything. So, um, nothing to do with the complaints and everything. Let me do this. Okay. Chelsea for the Joao Pedro, I like. Big up, big up, big up, big up, big up, big up, bro, big up, bro, big up, bro. I want Morgan Rogers. I don't think we're going to sign Morgan Rogers after signing Joao Pedro because I think they have similarities. That's why I said Kudus, Rogers were my main targets. If you want me to get them, Joao Pedro was there. So it seems like Aston Villa are holding on the player. They want to sell their player. So let's see. Let's see what will happen. Let's see what will happen because they're in a big issue at the moment. Says Dante Rogers will help with the low blocks. Yeah, 100%, 100%, 100%. But again, I don't think we are going to sign him. I don't think we're going to sign him. That's why maybe we went for Gittens. I mean for Joao Pedro. So now let me go to the Gittens stats. Says from that the Chelsea have reached an agreement in principle to sign Borussia Dortmund, Jimmy Gittens, two clubs have reached an agreement over a deal with the fee to be confirmed. Medical said to could be complete pending. I think we all know the fee after the report, so nothing to dwell on that. For me personally, I think these players are good signings. So he can play as a left wing, attacking midfield, the left midfield, the left wing. But I don't want to see him here. Left winger, this is his best position. And also he can play, he's right-footed, but he can use both legs, which for me is so good. Last season he started 21 games, played 32 matches, 8 goals, 3 assists. I know. A lot of people will complain about this. That it doesn't worth that much. But again, we are buying a potential talent. So if you do that, always the fee will be higher. And also, guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. I'm getting closer, guys, to 1,000 subscribers. So without you, will be impossible. Without you, will be impossible. So let me compare this player right with our players at the moment. I'm gonna show you something. That's what I like about Gittens wingers. Pedro at Chelsea and Mariweke. Nani Mariweke. So I'm gonna show you something, guys. So this is stats Gittens at the moment. As you can see, Gittens is blue, Pedro red, Nani Mariweke green. So in terms of progresses, let me do this. Let me zoom in so that you can see on the screen. So progressive carriers, Gittens 97.8, Pedro 87.8, Nodi Madueke 97.5, which Nodi Madueke is slightly higher than Gittens. So in terms of dribbling, Gittens 99.9. This kid is so good, man. This kid is so good. Non-penalty goals also higher than 7.5, XG 58.6. Pedro Neto is the second. Noni Madueke is first. So Noni Madueke is beating him there. But remember, Noni Madueke is not a right winger; he's a left winger. So that's why Chelsea always wanted a left winger, because we are playing without a left winger, and it's annoying. And with Gittens, unfortunately, guys, we won't be able to register him to the Club World Cup because he's playing for Dortmund. So it's coolest, don't use data MB. It's not reliable. Okay, what can I use then so that we can do the comparison? What can I use, bro? What can I use? What can I use? What can I use then? Okay. So this is Jamie Gittens news, right? So I'm gonna wait for you to tell me no to tell me what can I use. What can I use? Uh, FB ref, okay? FB ref. Okay, no problem then. I'll try that. I'm trying to go to log into something. I don't know what is happening. I don't know what is happening really. Oh man, Tottenham one Kudus and Kudus is open to go to space. No man, come on. I'll go to FB ref, bro. Uh, FB ref. Um, uh, Chris, have you done any backup left back scout? For me, I don't think we are going to send a left back. I have a feeling that we won't send a left back. I think we might promote that kid, Summer Smith, in the academy or play Malo Gusto there. I have a sneaky feeling. That's my feeling, though. I don't know because we linked with Hato, but the links now uh, are not that hot anymore. It's been cold. Uh, Whatever. I don't know, bro. I don't know. So we've been linked with other players, so I'm gonna try to check those stats and the other links. Meanwhile, I'm waiting for Dante. So we need a left back as much as I love Coquerel. He needs a competition and he needs to be improved upon too. Yeah, personally, I said it right. The system that we used against Benfica to Benfica, right? The I think we need an attacking left back. For example, Davies from Ipswich Town. Leave Davies. It's that kind of a player. I'm not saying he'll fit to Chelsea. Even Maresca gets that is going to Liverpool. Is then the kind of left back that we need to play that role. And even Valentino Bacalo that can play as a sort of a left winger. I think we need that kind of a left back. But like you said, Ty, Marco Crea needs competitions. But again, let's see what will happen. Let's see what will happen, bro. Sis, Kules, what happened to Jerry? Jerry's still there on X. Jerry Z is still there on X. We talk sometimes, but my main issue with him, we always complain about this, and hopefully, he can do better as a person. Every time Chelsea loses, is one of the people criticize Enzo Maresca and the players. When we win the match, he won't say good things about the club. That's the issue we are having. You can still use data and be sorry for interrupting. No, it's okay, bro. It's okay, bro. It's okay, bro. It's okay, bro. So, according to Alan Page, right, says on Joao, on Pedro, I'm a big fan of this. They have obviously got him in time. Wow, I think that's a first-class player and will fit well with other those young players around him. 100%, 100%, 100%. At least we have some positive people from Talksport. At least, at least, at least we have some positive people at Talksport. Okay, let me show you the latest update from Fabrizio Romano. It says this. Joao Pedro is now flying to America in order to formally complete his move to Chelsea. Joao Pedro and his agent are on the way to the final part of the test and deal until June 2020, June 32, 2032 will be signed. He'll be ready, available for FIFA Club World Cup. Thank you, Fabrizio. Let's laugh at Seb's teeth. Ah, man. I don't, you know what? I don't want to talk about that guy here on my channel. But what we need to do in order to call out those negative fans, we need to keep on winning so that they can says Darko is a fraud with his pulse. Yeah, man, he blocks everyone that call him out. So let's see. Darko, I don't want to talk about those people on my channel, bro. I don't really want to talk about him. I don't really want to talk about him. Tops Hollywood's crash have been fell off the cliff. No, before I do a stream, I saw one of the crashing. What you call? What do you call those things on X? I forgot, man. What is that on X? A space, crashing space. Says they have an excuse for everything, even when we win. Yeah, this is the thing. They even said Enzo Maresca won't make it to the top four. Chelsea won't make it to the top four. Chelsea won't make it to the top four. Chelsea won't win the Conference League, but we proved them wrong. We proved them wrong. We always say this. Enzo Maresca is a good coach, but he's still learning. And for him to coach Chelsea, to coach Chelsea, it's a big step. He will need time to understand the team, to the player to understand his system and everything. And oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, we turned the things around because I remember we started very well in the season. Then from December towards I think it's February, March, we're in trouble, but the players stepped it up and then we got the result that we wanted. And look at us right now. Top four, Conference League. I'm happy about it. I saw Chelsea fans tweeting they want Benfica winning. Yeah, man. They always do that. Because I was too harsh on Nate. I wanted him sold before the Club World Cup. Nah. Nah. I really like Pedro Neto. And big up to the medical team, Enzo Maresca, also Pedro Neto, for staying fit for the whole season. Because I think this was the main issue with Pedro Neto, that will he finish the season without getting any injuries? Well, he did. He did. And I'm happy about it. So this another latest news Chelsea fans might not like or like. So according to Jacob Steinbeck, Chelsea also open to suitable offers for Noni Madueke. Personally, I don't think we're going to sell Noni Madueke. This is my own opinion. I think Enzo Maresca really likes Noni Madueke, but the issue with Noni is not consistent at the moment. This is the only issue with Noni Madueke. So give us your thoughts, guys, on the comment section. What do you think about Noni Madueke? Do you think we're going to sell him? Personally, I don't think so. Now Neto just needs to improve his output. 100%. And also, fair enough, I think you'll get more assists if our takers will take us seriously. I think so too. So let's see what will happen, guys. But this is the latest news, guys. Do you think we should sell any more work? Give us your thoughts. Personally, I don't think we're going to sell any more work. I don't think we're going to sell any more work. This is the other news, guys. Chelsea feels like the bulk of their business is done, although are still discussing whether another forward is needed. Hugo Getike is one potential target. Whether they move may now depend on Nicholas Jackson's departure. I said it. If Jackson goes, I think we're going to go for another striker. And Hugo Ekitike makes sense. So our winger will be Neto, Madueke, Gittens, Garnacho, in my opinion. Well, I don't think I'm going to go for Garnacho after signing Joao Pedro. I have a feeling that Joao Pedro is going to play as a number 10, a left winger if we need him. Also, we already have Gittens there. And we have Astava William can play as a left, right winger, but the report saying that he wants to play as a 10 also. So I think after signing this player, I don't think we're going to sign another winger. But I can see us going for a winger if we sell Madueke. This is another option. Also, we are going to sign another striker if we may sell Nicholas Jackson. And also, personally, with Jackson, I don't think Jackson will be sold, in my honest opinion, unless he keep doing the same things in a pre-season before the season starts, giving away silly red cards and underperforming. We might get another striker. But for now, personally, I think our attack for now they are done until unless we're selling another attacker. They're not going to get another players. Yeah, Ganacho will be a loan with obligation to buy. Yeah, that's why, like I said, personally, I want us to wait until the end, just like we did with uh, Jadon Sancho, right? Just wait until the end and get that kind of a deal. But for now, I don't want us to pay another 60 million for him. And also, we're going to sell Felix and Nkunku. And Felix might go to Benfica. But the reports are saying that the issue is his salary. And Nkunku, we all know Bayern wants him. But I have a sneaky feeling that he might go back to Leipzig. As Ballon Boy rising his value in the Club World Cup. Balloon Boy. Yeah, man, I really like Nkunku. I think he's one of my favorite players, and I wanted to sign a Chelsea. But for me personally, he's not working out, and I think it's fair enough to sell him right now to get some fee, 50 million, 40 million, I don't know, and get another attacker if it's possible. But thank him for scoring that goal against um, Benfica. Really helped us to win that game. I really appreciate that goal. I really appreciate that goal, Nkunku. I really let me do something, guys. I wanted to reply someone on my WhatsApp. Says Felix and Viega silly mentality players. Man, I really like Viega, but again, after what he did, I think I think he's going to be sold. But if we sell Buddy Chile, I think we should keep him. But also remember he needs game time. So I don't know what will happen. I don't really know what will happen. I don't know what will happen, guys. Let's see. And also, guys, if you're new, please kindly subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. So we have the latest also on Fabrizio Romano saying this. Says, I will not be surprised if Chelsea add another more attacking player to their squad position in the summer. I will not be surprised at all because Chelsea are still looking at option for taking options, according to Fabrizio Romano on YouTube. Parishil is so good, but my only issue with him is those silly concentrations. Parishil is slowly getting his form back. I agree with you, but again, he made another silly uh, decision against Benfica that almost cost to a goal, but he recovered very well and he got a hamstring injury. Koi, big up, bro.
Yeah, big up, my brother.
How are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm doing well. We won our match, so I'm doing well. Usually, when we lose, I'm really in a bad mood. Like the Flamingo match really messed us up. So I'm in a good mood right now so far because we've won our games. So
Yeah. So before you talk, I'm gonna start here with you. Let me go. Uh, I want your thoughts about this, right? Before we move on.
sure.
So this is the news that broke yesterday, according to David Austin. Even Fabrizio Romano says exclusive Chelsea reach agreement with Brighton. Joao Pedro deal for 20-year-old, 23 years old Brighton forward in the excess of 50 million euros. Personal terms in place on 7-year contract. Medical being arranged. Brazil international only wanted to join Chelsea. Will join Club World Cup squad. So, what are your thoughts about this signing? Are you happy about this one?
Well, you see, every player has a category in which they fit. You see, some players are dribblers, some players are jack of all trades, master of none. I think Pedro falls under that category of the likes of Nkunku, where they are masters of all things, but they are jacks of all trades, but masters of none. Same with Felix, and the manager so far has not been able to utilize those players very well. But the only thing that is giving me a bit of hope is I'm looking at it looks like he's changing the system a bit because initially he said he's not open to a fullback overlapping. But now I'm seeing Cucurella overlap so that Palmer can come inside. So if he's going to use Pedro in that way, then the player will be a very successful signing. But if he decides to use Pedro as a touchline winger, Gittens is a touchline winger, but Pedro is not that type of guy. So if you are not going to use Pedro in that way, or you're not going to rotate well, because I think this coming season, the manager has a lot on his hands. He needs to really rotate well to keep most of the players happy. Because if he decides to be, when it gets to Premier League and Champions League, regardless of whoever is playing, you just have a fixed lineup. Those on the bench will eventually want to move. And then there's a World Cup coming. So a lot of our players are pushing for a World Cup slot with their countries. For instance, Brazil. You have someone like Santos. You have someone like Pedro. You have someone like Estavao. They are all pushing to go to the World Cup with their countries because they are not guaranteed status in their respective countries. So the dynamics, how he rotates in between the players so that they can get an equal chance of, representing their countries will count a lot. Or sooner or later, there'll be rumors of players wanting to leave so that they can, fight for a slot because Santos just got called recently. Estavao too got called recently a couple of times. So if he's not playing, if he's not rotating well, if he's not giving them minutes, if he does it how he did last season, where you bring Felix on for 3 minutes, it's 8 minutes, and then you're now bringing on Nkunku. If he gives them those poverty minutes, sooner or later you have issues because I'm hearing they still want Kudus if they sell Madueke. So there are a lot of good talents, but if you don't rotate well, so that each and every player, or at least not everyone, you can't keep everyone happy, but at least majority, especially in attack, would get happy or get good minutes. Sooner or later, he will have issues. So the Pedro signing, he's not the one I wanted, but he's a Chelsea player. I'll definitely support him. But then the manager too has not shown me that he can use such players. That's Nkunku, Felix, and Pedro falls under those category of players. So I'm hopeful, but I don't know. Right now, I don't know. I'm 50-50 here, frankly speaking.
So against Benfica, we played something like this, right? And uh, this guy was here, Palmer was here. But now, if you sign like Pedro, let's say Pedro starts against when playing against Palmares, right, on Friday. So Pedro will most likely play here, right? And
Yeah.
and and we move Enzo Fernandez as it. Oh, we won't have Moses Caicedo. I forgot. Let's say we have these players.
So he basically played Enzo as a number 10. And then Palmer as a left winger who cuts in with Cucurella overlapping. So if you use Joao Pedro in that way, he'll be successful, most likely be successful. But if you try and use him in the way you want to use, let's say, a touchline winger like Madueke, then he will struggle. You understand? I think
Yeah.
Pedro is more athletic than Nkunku, than Felix. He presses well. He's hard working off the ball. Unlike Nkunku, I don't think Nkunku is lazy, but some players, it looks like they don't have the engine, to be running up and down. That kind of engine where, like Martinelli, you see Arsenal Martinelli, you see Pedro Neto, they can
Yeah.
go up and down, up and down. Those type of players like Nkunku, they have to conserve energy so that they can use that to attack. If you ask them to go up and down every single phase of the game, when they get the ball, it's either they are too exhausted to think or they're exhausted. Basically, I remember Havertz saying that about Lampard, that he was running too much. By the time he gets the ball, he's too tired to even know what to do on the ball. So for Pedro Neto, he's no slouch. He works hard off the ball, so that could help. But then again, how the manager, balances the minutes. And I feel like you should give everyone a fair chance so that those who are on the bench, that, okay, I'm on the bench because I'm not performing too well. Because there are certain games where I felt like, I'm not saying bench Palmer, but at least bring him off early. And those matches, at the end, he didn't do much. But you see, if you're a player and you're on the bench and you're seeing that, okay, Palmer is not doing well, or let's say any other player is not doing so well, but regardless of that, the person keeps on playing and they bring me on like with 5 minutes to time. If they bring you on 5-10 minutes, it's so hard to, make an impact. You yourself, you begin to realize that's okay, regardless of whatever I do, I won't play. And these players who are coming, they want to go for the World Cup. You understand? Especially the Brazilian guys, they want to go for the World Cup. So if they are coming here and you're not giving them, fair opportunity, they would want to leave. So Maresca has a big, aside the tactical and all that. I know as fans we are happy. We have Pedro. Potentially we could get Kudus, but the balance between the minutes and all that, he managing these players is going to be very key in moving forward, because equally any of these players on form are very, very, very good players. So how he manages it, I'm excited to see how he goes about it. But of course, he's the manager, so that's his job. That's what he's paid to do. But again, if he doesn't utilize these players in a system that suits them, they will come and flop. You see, every player has a system that suits them. Enzo has a system that suits him. So if you don't use the players in that way that benefits or suits them, they will look like very bad players. So Maresca, let's see how it goes. But so far, he's a Chelsea player, so I'll support him regardless. I'll hope he flourishes and all that so that he can win trophies and all. But I'm not too confident because of previous history of how the manager utilized such type of players.
Yeah, I agree with you. But during the preseason, the game we lost, I think he plays this kind of system, right? Let me show you. This was Malo goes through. Was Cucurella played that role, and I think it was Enzo and Kulpama here. So he plays something like this kind of system. So I think also will suit Pedro Neto. But like you said, I think it's remain to be seen what will happen during the preseason, the next season, and the next game on Friday. But I don't think Pedro Neto will start that game. But I think he needs him for this kind of role because he can play the first nine. I take him a midfielder, left winger, but I don't want to see him as a left winger personally. I want him to play centrally, just like Obama. So let's see what will happen.
You see, he can start as a left winger, but if the left wing is two rows, it's either you are on the touchline or you are cutting inside. You understand? Like it's either you are sticking down the wings or you are cutting inside. Cutting inside, Joao Pedro is good at that. But as a touchline winger, he's not his strong area. like Gittens. Gittens is strong on the as a touchline winger, very very strong on that side. But as an inside forward, he struggles a bit. So it depends on how the manager utilizes these players. And as I said earlier, if you're a player on the bench and you are realizing that this player is not doing so well, this player who I'm competing with is not performing, but yet still this player keeps on playing till 80 minutes, sometimes a full game, and I'm on the bench, and let's say when I come off the bench, I'm showing good signs of, I'm giving good performances in that short time, but I'm not getting a fair opportunity. They will start complaining because unfortunately next year too is the World Cup year, and majority of these guys want to play for the World Cup. They want to go for the World Cup. Unlike players like Vini, who even if Vini has a stinker the whole season, he'll still be called for the Brazilian national team. The other players we have, majority of them are not guaranteed starters in their national team. So it's through good performances that they will get a call up. For instance, someone like Estavao, I'm sure if he was to stay in Palmeiras for a full season, like this season, I'm sure he would have gotten a call up for World Cup. But now he's coming to Chelsea, and I believe in his talent strongly. But the adaptation, the language barrier, the culture, and all those things also plays a part because a lot of these South Americans, they don't like moving to England. That's why when they get a chance to go to Spain, they are in a hurry to go there because the language is not really an issue. The culture and way of life is relatively easier for them as compared to living in England. So this is a tricky part, and the managers, player management and all that will be called into question. So I hope he's up to the task. I believe he can do it, but let's see how it goes because sooner or later you start getting rumors. Some of them want to leave because even in midfield, we are stacked, honestly speaking. If we are being very honest here, we still have Dewsbury Hall here. We have Santo. We have about, if you add Dewsbury Hall, I think probably six, if I'm not mistaken. I think we have about six midfielders. And this time around, we can't rotate, Conference League, like how we could have a different lineup, and then, Premier League, you have a different lineup. This time it's Champions League. And this format of the Champions League, you're exposed to a lot of bigger teams, unlike the old format where you could be just Chelsea, Rosenborg, Ajax, and then let's say Nantes. So that one, you could rotate well and all that. Once you win 2, 3 matches, you've qualified. By this time around, you Chelsea, you could be facing someone like a Dortmund. You could be facing someone like a PSG. You could be facing someone like a Bayern. And in such games, you can't really be rotating that much. So I wonder how he manages it because we are stuck in a lot of positions. So let's see how the season goes. But I'm hopeful that we do very well. But the player management is going to be very key this season.
Yeah, 100%. And also, we signed Jamie Gittens. What are your thoughts about this signing? Are you happy about him?
Oh, for Gittens, I like the profile because I know people are saying, why don't you go for someone like Rodrigo, Leao, and co? But Rodrigo, it doesn't look like he's pushing to leave Real Madrid, despite the rumors. I think if he's going to leave Real Madrid, it's going to be this season if he's not getting ample playing time. You understand? But for aside that, the options available were Garnacho, Gittens, Yildiz. Yildiz is very expensive, and Juventus don't want to sell. And all of these players are unproven talents. But I like the profile of Gittens, where he's a very, very good dribbler. He likes to shoot. His shooting on both feet is not bad. Of course, there are areas where he can improve, but the profile as Gittens, I'm very, very happy, and I'm excited to see how he performs here too.
Yeah, I think Gittens it will fit like a glove in Enzo Maresca's system. This one, like I said, we signed Pedro Neto. It remains to be seen how Enzo Maresca will use him. But Gittens, for me, the way I've watched him at Dortmund, even so
Yeah,
some
I agree.
clips and everything,
I agree.
he fits like a glove into
Yeah,
our
for
system.
Gittens, I believe so because he has the speed, he has good dribbling technique. Sometimes Noni can dribble, but even sometimes his first touch. I remember I was watching a game with a friend. A friend came over. I was watching a Chelsea match, and the ball they gave to Madueke, it wasn't any difficult pass or over hit or something. It was just, and he couldn't even control, like the way he even controlled the ball. And my friend was like, "Is this a professional footballer?" Like, I'm not trying to pile on Madueke, but like sometimes I look at Noni Even sometimes getting the ball under control is a bit of a challenge for him, frankly speaking. So having someone like Gittens, I've watched a couple of games of him, and the dribbling is there. It's regular. It's consistent. The decision making can improve, but it's not all that bad. It's not atrocious. So the profile for Gittens, I'm excited to see, and he fits the Maresca system. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he was also coached by Maresca, but that one I'm not sure unless I check. But I'm assuming because he was also from the Man City academy during that era where Maresca was there. So for Gittens, I think probably he could surprise a lot of people by doing very very well. But for Joao Pedro, that for me is it's a bit anonymous. I don't know whether he will do well or not, depending on how he's used in the system. Because just like in Kunku, the coach tried to use Nkunku as a number 9, and I knew it won't work. I knew it won't work because it looks like Nkunku does well when he has a striker in front of him. So even in the match against is it Esperance, yes, where he was playing as the number 10 with
Yeah,
Delap, I won't say he was world class, but he looked much much better than he did the previous 8 months here he spent in Chelsea. He was looking like the Nkunku I saw at Leipzig. But unfortunately, when he came here, we made a mistake of only having Jackson as our main striker, and he was forced to play a position where he can't play in this physical Premier League where it's not open, it's quite closed. So for Joao Pedro, I'm hoping he succeeds, but for Gittins, I'm relatively more assured that he can perform based on his profile and the system we play here.
yeah, 100%, 100%. Chelsea for versus the Saracen Chilwell will need to leave. Yeah, I think we're going to sell those players. We can see they are not a part of the Chelsea future anymore. They will be sold, 100%.
For
So let
for the South Sea, it looks like there's a lot of interest. For Chilwell,
you have
the way I'm seeing things, you probably go on a loan and maybe leave on a free because one, his salary is very high. That's one thing. So most teams cannot afford. And two, he's not performing exceptionally well where it will gather a lot of interest. Just like Sterling. Like I'm looking at Sterling, and I don't think teams are lining up for Sterling. So Sterling to probably a loan. You understand? So some of the players they are easier to sell, but some of the players too, it's going to be a bit difficult to sell them because there's not much interest there. And this is where sometimes I have issues with the directors. You've signed so many players, that true for Fana and Co. Like, didn't you have a plan when you signed them? Even if you wanted to, sell them for profit by, letting them play here or whatever, you should have had a plan and know that, okay, this number of players we have are way too many. Because frankly, if I'm being honest here, we have a lot of
let me,
players on
let me
our
answer
list.
this call. Go ahead, bro. Let me answer this call.
Okay. We have a lot of players on our books. We have a lot of players on our books. And why did we sign some of these players? Why did we waste money on some of these players? Because the way things are going, it doesn't look like we can make a profit on some of these players. Who is coming in for someone like Datro Fofana? Right now, there's not much interest. The best he could get is a loan. Leslie Ogochukwu. I was wondering why we still went ahead to go and sign Leslie Ogochukwu, even though we knew that we are also going to sign Isigo too, in addition to Ogochukwu. Like some of these players we've signed, I feel like there were way too many. Way too many players we have in our books. Even though, yes, they may not be part of the first team, but selling them is going to be a bit difficult. And if you look at the modern day football after the COVID-19, a lot of teams have taken a financial hit. A lot of teams right now are even struggling to even pay 40 million pounds, especially teams outside of England. Just a couple of teams outside of England are able to pay the monies that we are trying to sell our players for. Because even look at AC Milan, a team like AC Milan, you can't, at the moment, due to their financial situation, even sign a player for 60 million pounds. It's going to be difficult. But back in the day, a team like AC Milan could do that easily. So right now, if you sign a lot of players and they're not performing, there are not a lot of buyers on the market outside of England. So the directors moving forward is a mistake that was made. I hope they learn from that mistake. Don't just sign players for signing sake. Like sign players that you know that if worst comes to worst, we can sell them. Because even if you look at our goalkeeping position, right now, there's Slonina. So what was the purpose of signing Slonina? You've signed the very talented Pendes. You've also added Jorgensen. You also added Sanchez. So what was the plan for these guys? You understand? What was the plan for these guys? So moving forward, the directors, they need to rectify their mistakes. Don't just sign players. Look at the number of players we have stuck in those positions that we've not even been able to sell before you go ahead and add an extra player to the team. Even though, yes, they may not be part of the first team, but what are your plans for them? Are they going on Strasbourg so that you could then flip them on for a profit? Like what is the idea behind signing some of these players?
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. I think if you didn't watch the stream, me with Anopa, we're talking about such things that some signings doesn't make sense. I know sometimes we are trying to build a relationship with clubs and everything, but overall, I think for right now, we should not sign players that doesn't belong to the first team. If you want to sign players and go to Strasbourg, you might as well sign them for Strasbourg permanently. Then, when you want them, we sign them from Strasbourg, just we did with Mamadou Sarr, which makes sense. We
Exactly.
got him from Strasbourg. So, this is the issue that we are having at the moment. And also, I think we need to buy another sister club so that we can buy players for them. When they develop very well, they can come to Chelsea, not from Chelsea to Strasbourg or Chelsea to another team. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that you see that's where you see when you say some of these things, someone will tell you that oh, you are not a professional, you don't have a master's, you don't have a but I always say this that you don't need to have a driving license to see that the driver is over speeding. Because some of these players we've signed, if we had invested it in getting another sister club, it would have been more helpful. Because someone like Leslie Okechukwu, he's talented. It's just that probably the team that he played for in Southampton, they were already going to go for relegation, so it didn't look good on him playing for a relegation side. Just like how Santos went to Forest, he wasn't looking good, but he went to a team where he got ample playing time. And then look at Santos right now, attracting so many big teams around all over the world. So I
Mm.
think right now they need to halt on signing certain players if you know they are not coming to the first team. And personally, I think they need to sell a goalkeeper before they can buy one. That is why I think they came to say that, oh, Chelsea are not looking to sign a goalkeeper. I think we are looking to sell first because right now we need to sell. You have Petrovic on your books. You have Jorgensen on your books. That's number 2. You have Sanchez, number 3. You have Slonina, number 4. You have Pendes, number 5. And that is, I'm not even adding the academy people there. I'm not adding them because they could be, even if they are sold for 1 million, it's still profits. But I'm talking of players that we've used money to go and purchase. So you are having 5 goalkeepers. What was the point of signing Slonina if you knew he was not going to be part of your first team? Why didn't you allow him to go elsewhere? That money could have been added up. The money for Washington, the money for Fofana, all those monies could have been added up and bought, let's say, shares in a smaller club in Spain or in Portugal. So that if you are signing players from, South America, it makes adaptation easier for them. You understand? So all these things, I always say, you don't need to have a PhD. You don't. The honest is clear. They are willing to spend. They are not stingy with their money. But it looks like some of the people they've put in place in terms of the planning was not right. Because I'm looking at the negotiation. In as much as I criticize Marina for some of the bad signings, because I think when she was in charge, she's not a football person. She's just a banking, economics, accountant kind of person. So I think we need someone who would scout the players and we need someone who do the transfer negotiation because look at the Gittens deal. You guys started with 35 million pounds plus add-ons. Then out of nowhere, you jump to 45, and then Dortmund said, no, 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 no. Now we want 65. So that means the negotiation was not done well. That means when it comes to our owners, when it comes to the directors, probably they are good at picking up players that will help the team. Someone like Olise. Why couldn't we close the deal for Olise? Because I heard he was interested in joining Chelsea. Joe Schultz did everything right, and then it came to the negotiation, and then we flopped. So it looks like
No,
we probably need a
before you said, I don't
specialized.
think. Before this,
I,
I
I
don't
think
think we flopped. To be
no.
honest,
Look at it.
no.
Before Bayern came in, look. Let me finish. Before Bayern came into the picture, you understand? The guy was interested in joining us, and Bayern came in. I think a week or two after it was like, oh, Olise is interested in joining Chelsea because the guy Joe Schultz. It looks like those players he's worked with when it comes to getting them, interested in joining Chelsea. It looks like when it comes to that, he's quite good at securing those because even Gittens, Bayern came in, but the player he has already been been motivated to come and play for Chelsea. So it looks like when it comes to the actual deal, like the financial aspect, the one who is doing the negotiation, probably we may need an expert there because the directors, I trust majority of the players they wanted for because Samu Omeridion. I didn't want Samu Omeridion. I won't be a hypocrite, but look at what he's doing here. So that means probably he could have done well at Chelsea. And he was coming in for just £30 million. You understand? But some way, somehow, we didn't sign the guy. I mean, I don't buy that story where he had an injury or image rights. We just there to cancel the deal for no reason and went in for Felix, who it was reported that the manager didn't want. Because Felix coming in, we already had his type of player in Nkunku. So what was the point of signing Felix in addition to someone like Nkunku, who their profiles are the same? So some of these aspects of the running of the club, they need to improve because it will get to a point sooner or later. A lot of teams cannot buy your players. A lot of teams are not as rich as they were 10 years ago because of COVID and other things. A lot of teams are broke. Initially, Juventus could pay 90 million for someone like Higuain. But right now, even Juventus pay 25 million for Vega is an issue. So if you keep on stacking up on players that at the end become, B or C squad players or players that you will no longer use, sooner or later it will be very difficult to sell such players and make a profit. You will be making losses. So moving forward, they really need to check the squad. Is this player immediately coming to the first team? If no, how many players do we have in that position? If there are many, stop. Sell what you have first before you bring in such players. Because at the end, Fofana, who is going to sign that role for Fofana? Nobody. No one is coming in. He flopped at where he was. He had fine, he had an injury, but he was not doing well. If he was doing well, we'd have heard about it.
No, no,
You
no,
understand?
no.
So
We
moving forward, they really need to do the planning well because it's looking like we are having so many players on the books who are not part of first team. And I'm not talking of academy players because academy players, even if sold for 1 million, is still a profit. I'm talking of players we went to spend money to buy. And right now are not going to, they have no future at the club. And right now looking to sell them. And who is coming? No one is coming.
Yeah, give me a chance to speak because they talked about Fofana and other players. I'm gonna start with Fofana since we talk about him. Fofana, we signed him, and I think he had few good moments at Chelsea under Graham Potter. Oh my gosh, Graham Potter stopped playing him. I remember the game he played against. I don't remember his Crystal Palace or not. He was doing very well, right? And that game, Grandpa made a substitution that doesn't make sense. He put him off and played Mason Mount as a first nine, which didn't make sense. After that game, we haven't seen Fofana until he went out on loan and everything. And if we gave him enough game time, I think could have been a better player for us. But it's only if, right? Okay, no problem with Fofana. Let's move on to Fofana. We wanted to sign Olise, right? The season before Bayern signed him, we paid 30 million release loss for him. What did Crystal Palace do? They said, oh, we are tapping in on their players. And Chelsea stopped pursuing the player because they didn't want to get in trouble. Then after a few days, he signed a new contract with Crystal Palace, no problem. The following season, the time when we wanted to pay 60 million release loss, Crystal Palace delayed. That's when they invited Bayern. Bayern Munich, what did they do? Gave him 200 million per week. And Chelsea, I think, offered 120 or 100, which is good because he was earning less than 100K. And Bayern Munich offered him 200K. So do you think he's going to go to Chelsea for 100K or Bayern to 200K? So that's the issue. Crystal Palace never wanted us to get that player, in my honest opinion. Because the season before that, we paid 30 million risk loss. They said, no, you're tapping on our player. Because I remember that season, we were starting to do well. They realized, we need to make a bigger risk loss. The first season, we went all out for him until Bayern went for him. So I don't want to blame Chelsea on Michael Olise because we tried 2 seasons and Crystal Palace made sure the player don't go to Chelsea.
And then also look at this. I'm also hearing we are trying to sign a defender. Look at the defenders on our books. Let's forget Disasi, because it looks like probably we'll get a buyer for Disasi. We have Sa, we have Chaloba, we have Tosin, we have Kowal, we have Badiashile, we have Fofana, we have Echampong. These are 7 centre backs we have on our books. You've not sold even 2. And it looks like we still want to go ahead and sign an additional centre back again into the team. So if you are someone like a champion, it came out that, Chelsea don't want to sell, Chelsea won't sell him. But the way I'm seeing things, if a defender, 1 or 2 defenders don't leave, or if you decide to add an additional defender, that means his playing time is going to be cut short. And sooner or later, he would want to leave. So I'm looking at the planning. Because you have 7 defenders. Of course, not all of them are bad.
We want some of them.
Yeah, but it's according to Fabrizio, who it looks like the club. Yeah, according to Fabrizio, we are still looking for a goalkeeper, a centre back, and a left back, and then an attacker. You understand? So my point is.
I don't think we're going to sign a centre back because
but that is what is being reported by Fabrizio.
When did he report this? Then let's go to their tweet because I haven't seen that.
I'll probably send it to you. I'll send you the link.
Yeah, because what I've heard, right, with a centre back, Chelsea will look for opportunity, and for now, but before that, we need to sell Disasi, Renato Vega, maybe Barishile, even Trevor Chalaba. So before that, I don't think we're going to go to send a centre back as much as honestly we need a centre back to improve our defense. But for now, the sources are saying that we won't sign a centre back until we sell the players that I've mentioned. Then we're going to sell
I'm hoping we sell first, because if we don't sell, we sign again. And I know most people would disagree with me, but me personally, I wouldn't sign a centre back. A goalkeeper, yes, because Sanchez, I don't know. I don't know if it's an attention issue or something. Probably in the medicals, they need to check the players' attention levels or concentration level. Because it looks like probably he has an ADHD or something, where sometimes he forgets. Because I remember in the last match, he kicked it way too much, and he was blaming Caicedo for it. And I was like, bro, Sanchez, you are the one that misplaced the pass. What is happening? You do well for 60% of the game, then there's this 40% where all of a sudden you just start making mistakes after mistakes after mistakes, and we cannot continue like that. So for a goalkeeper, I understand we need one, but I know that before we can sign a goalkeeper, we have to sell one, because I didn't buy that story they told Fabrizio that, we are happy with our goalkeepers. That is a lie. If you were happy, you wouldn't try and sign Mike Maignan. If you were happy with all the goalkeepers you had, you wouldn't try and sign Mike Maignan. But of course, you don't want to undervalue your players, because if you make it known that you want a goalkeeper, that means you are telling the rest of the teams that all the goalkeepers you have, you don't, with the exception of Pendes, you don't trust them. You don't trust Sanchez, you don't trust Jorgensen. So if I'm a team coming for Sanchez, I wouldn't pay what you want, because already his value is down, similar to what United did with Garnacho. You've made the whole world know that you're trying to sell Garnacho, and no one is going to pay 70 million for Garnacho. 60 million, no one is going to pay that. That is why for United, for instance, I'm not deviating a bit. When January market came, they should have taken that 40 million plus add-ons and run away, because no one is going to pay 80 million, 70 million, 60 million pounds for Garnacho, because unfortunately, you've made it known that he's a player who is not part of your plans. And secondly, you've made it known that he's a player with a lot of off the field issues in terms of his brother and all those things. And right now, Chelsea have signed Gittens. So right now, your options are narrowed. And Napoli too, it looks like they're going for someone else. You understand? So looking at our team, for me, I know people disagree and I respect other people's opinion. I'm not always right. I'm also looking to learn from people. I make mistakes. But for me, I'm comfortable with the center backs we have. Because we even added Sa, and I'm excited to see Sa play, frankly speaking. I've watched his profile and I think he'll do well in this team. But if you go and sign another center back in addition to Sa, then what was the plan for signing Sa? That's where I have an issue. I don't even have an issue with you signing kids, because right now the football modern day, signing older players on high wages, if they come and flop, it's hard to sell. Look at what we are struggling with Sterling. You understand? So I don't mind you signing potential players, because Real Madrid have come and signed a Dean Housen, who was potential. He's not guaranteed, but he's a very talented centre back by his potential. So I get that. But if you are signing these players with potential, then you guys must have a pathway for them so that they can realize their potential. Because you sign a lot of talent. Aaron and Samino, very talented. But right now, what's the plan for Aaron and Samino? Because we also want to sign another centre back whilst we've not sold some. So these are some of the areas where I have an issue with how the club is run. Overall, I'm okay, but these are minor things that I hope they improve on them moving forward. Get extra sister clubs so
Yeah,
that this time around, if you are signing so many players, it makes sense. Okay, so let's say if Chelsea have bought, let's say they have shares in Porto, or they have shares in a different team in Spain, let's say Real Oviedo or Valencia. I know that, okay, as you guys are signing so many players, then you can use these sister clubs to sign those players. Then if they perform to the level where they can improve Chelsea, you bring them in. But if they can't improve Chelsea, then you sell them elsewhere. But if you keep on signing players with no space for other teams, for other sister clubs to buy or have them on loan, these players will flop. Because look, you gave a very good example with Datro Fofana. You see, when you loan out a player to a team that is not your sister club, they don't feel the need to play that player unless that player is doing exceptionally well for them. Because they know that if this player plays, he's not my player. So we will prioritize our own signings. And that's what happened to Andre Santos. Because when Forest signed him, they assured him that he'll play. Then out of nowhere, Forest signed extra 3-4 midfielders in addition to Santos. So they wouldn't prioritize you, Santos, and Loni over their own players that they bought with cash. So get a lot of teams as our sister club, so that at least when we know that this player is going there, because it's our sister club, we know that they will prioritize playing these players so that they can live up to their potential, just like we did with Strasbourg. Because if not for
yeah,
Strasbourg, Petrovic, his value would be down. If not for Strasbourg, Santos nearly became a flop. If not for Strasbourg,
yeah,
Diego Moreira. Look at what Diego Moreira is doing right now. His value is up. So,
yeah. Quite. I think we'll do a different stream for you ranting about Chelsea, because now you're talking about transfer news, and then you're ranting, complaining about Chelsea situation. So I think we will need to do a special video or a stream about this. Maybe
sure, sure,
next week.
sure, 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 sure.
Yeah, next week I might be free again, so I'll try to do a stream about anything. So now we only talk about what we need to talk about, because you're
Okay.
ranting all the time. So yeah, so please, I apologize. So we have Tops. Says big up everyone. Chelsea looking excited. Big up Tops. Give us your thoughts about Jamie Gittens and Pedro signings. Are you happy about it, Tops? And it's been a while not seeing you here. So according to Fabrizio Romano via Instagram, says for additions to the attack, department are set to edit for upcoming season. All deals sealed. Jimmy Gittens, Etava William, Joao Pedro, Lem Dilep, Giovanni Quenda next season, right? And yes, they are now yet they are not done in the market. So overall, bro, if Chelsea are about to sign another attacker, which one would you prefer and why?
Okay, for if it's an attacker, I would want someone like Kudus. Not because I'm Ghanaian and I'm not biased. It's Chelsea. I don't care about that. I don't care if you're from Zimbabwe. So long as you help the team win trophies, I like you. But I look at the profile of Kudus and he's a strong ball carrier. He's very hard to get the ball off him. And he's in the Premier League. Yes, last season West Ham were very bad, so I don't want to use last season, but he has shown good signs that he can play in the Premier League. And his profile of a player, we don't have that in the team. You understand? So, and he's someone that can easily interchange also with Cole Palmer, because sometimes Palmer likes to drift too wide. But unfortunately, if let's say he's playing with Noni, Noni is not so good in the central areas where he can easily, switch. So if you're having someone like Kudus on the wings, on the right hand side of the wings, he's good. In the middle too, he's strong enough to hold the ball and even progress with the ball. So for me, and then he's also very good when it comes to shooting outside of the box, because it's not every time you can pass the ball into the net. It's not every time you can get a penalty box. Sometimes you need to just shoot from the back. And I miss those days where Michael Essien will shoot from the back and will score. I miss those days when we had someone like Matic shooting from the back to score, Alex and Co. So for me, I would prefer Mohamed Kudus if provided we are able to sell an attacker in that position.
And who do you think we should sell? Who do you think we should sell?
From what I'm seeing, I don't think we will sell Pedro Neto because we signed him. From what I'm seeing, it looks like they're trying to sell money. From what I'm seeing, I don't know between Neto and Noni. I don't really have someone like both of them have their good days and their bad days. Of course, Neto all of a sudden is providing very, very important goals that has helped the team so far in the last few months. But I don't think we signed Neto for I think almost 60 million or so. So I don't think they're going to sell Neto after 1 year of signing him. So it looks like who the player they're going to sell
Yeah, it seems like
is most likely
we
going
are
to be Noni.
losing you.
It's going to be Noni, I think.
You are cutting. Koi, it seems like you're cutting off
Is it me
again.
or okay? Let me cut in and join again. Let me join again.
Yeah, thank you, bro. Let's see when you join, you might have a better connection because overall you're doing well, but now it seems like your mic is cutting off. So I don't know what is happening. So I'm gonna give you a few minutes to come in, and if not, I think I'm gonna close the stream, and that's it. So from data MBs, the comparison between Joao Pedro and Mateus Cunha. Pedro is the blue one, Cunha is the orange one, right? So Pedro is clear of Mateus Cunha. I know Cunha scored more goals and everything. Cool, no problem. And assist. But you can see all the metrics beside this one. Joao Pedro is clear. Joao Pedro is clear. So I'm gonna wait for him again to join so that he's going to give me his thoughts and everything because I don't want to close the stream without him coming back. I think that will be unfair to him. So let's see. Let's wait for him. Let's wait for him to join and then to discuss more. And if you can join in the next 3 minutes or so, I think this is it, guys. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. What are your thoughts about Chelsea signing Joao Pedro and Jamie Gittens? I hear about their signings. Or you can ask any question. Meanwhile, we are waiting for Koi to join. Can ask any question. Any question, guys. Any questions, guys? Then look at what Aston Villa did. Do you see what Aston Villa did? So Koi, I'm gonna wait for you. And if you're not joining in the next 2 minutes, I think this is it, bro. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Seems like a lot of Chelsea fans really want Kudus because Tottenham Hotspurs really want him. But again, let me do this, right? Uh, let me show you the tactical board that I think we should do um, against this team. So obviously, Lavia will play this side. This is what I need us to do against against that team, Palmares, Andres Santos. This is my lineup against Palmares. This is my lineup against Palmares. I'm not sure whether I'm going to do a stream tomorrow or not, so I will see, guys. I will see, guys. But this is my lineup against Palmares tomorrow on Friday. So, but again, if we get latest news, I'll do another stream tomorrow or tonight later. I'll make sure. I'll try. So basically, this is my lineup against Palmares. This is my lineup against Palmares. But again, we want Andre Santos to start, but hopefully do very well because he looks shaky. We really look shaky. So let's see. Let's see. And it seems like Koi won't join. So I'm gonna browse for latest news. If I don't see anything, I think, guys, this is it. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. So Jamie Gittens, Joao Pedro, Liam Estavia looking good. So let me see the comments. Let's buy Kudus, not too greedy. Yeah, seems like a lot of people want Kudus. Seems like most of Chelsea fans want Kudus. I'm up for it, but we need to sell first. We need to sell first. We need to sell first, guys. So I think this is it, guys. So let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. So let me check this from Medlaw. Says Kudus has been identified as a target by Tottenham, believed to be optimistic they can clinch a deal for well-being below his 85 million in this clause. Chelsea has shown an interest in Kudus, but they are complete. They're signing off Jamie Gittens and Joao Pedro. Man, Kudus to Tottenham. Nah, man. Like I said, I don't think it would make sense to sign him if you don't sell first. As much as I want Kudus to Chelsea, but won't make sense if you don't sell first. If you don't sell first, guys. So yeah, yeah, man. And also, a lot of people are complaining about this, right? That we are spending a lot of money from Brighton. Chelsea have now spent 263 million on Brighton players in their last 3 years. Marco Corella not a flop. Moses Caicedo not a flop. Potential won't be a flop. And this one, I'm 50-50. I don't. Sanchez, man, is on and off, but a lot of mistakes in him. This is my issue with Sanchez. So we overall need a better goalkeeper. We do really need a better goalkeeper. We really do need a better goalkeeper than him. I'm sorry. We really do need a better goalkeeper than him. So this is my take, guys. This is my take, guys. So I think this is it, guys. So thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it. Oh, Siaka says, Molabuti, hello to all Chelsea fans. Big up, big up Siaka, big up Siaka, South Africa. Big up, bro, big up, bro. Yeah, I'm about to rate up Siaka, so thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Lateness is greatness. But Siaka, give me your thoughts quickly. Give me your thoughts about signing Joao Pedro and Mohamed. I'm not Joao Pedro and Jamie Gittens. I was about Mohamed Kudus. It's not a Chelsea player. So what are your thoughts about that before quickly wrapping it up? Give me your thoughts, bro. And also, guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. So I'm not seeing anything, Siaka. So I think this is it. I've been saying the same thing over and over again, but anyway, thank you those who joined. I appreciate it. Hopefully now we can do very well on Friday against Palmares. And it will very be interesting to see Estava William play against us. Our boy will be playing against us. But I'm going to try to do another live stream if something happen, or I might do a preview for the game on Friday. So we'll wait and see, guys. So up the charts, guys, up the charts. Thank you very much for joining. Peace.